WIZZFX.
Hey, I'm Chris from WIZZFX and welcome to another episode of Before the DAW. If you saw the last episode, you'll know that this series is all about all of the things that you should be thinking about before you throw open Pro Tools or Audition or Ableton or whatever it is that you're using. And in this episode, I want to talk about personifying the listener. So why personify your listener? Well, in the previous episode, you'll remember that I said this. Radio imaging can elicit like direct emotional responses, hype, laughter, excitement, drama, tragedy, whatever it is. You can use the radio imaging to really help set up a feel that you want to have at a certain time. So a competition needs to have a bit of tension, some excitement at the release and the winning moment, for example. You can do that all through clever use of imaging. So it's very powerful. And a final positive point on radio imaging is that it can reflect back the lifestyle, the attitudes and the beliefs of the listeners. And knowing those things, what their lifestyle beliefs and attitudes are, can help you to utilize the language that they use to best communicate with them and really sort of capitalize on that knowledge of them and how they speak and really draw them in and you know, if you're speaking to them the way they speak to each other, you just become another friend that they love. Now, those two key points are really what we're honing in on here in this episode. By personifying the listener, we can make decisions about those 2 points in order to help us more directly connect with them with the language, the production types, even maybe the structure of our programming, which we'll get into in further episodes. But for now, let's really concentrate on personifying our listener. These are the questions I think you should ask to help you delve down and really create a character that represents all of your listeners, a singular person. So, who is this person? Are they male? Are they female? What's their name? By having a name, it can help you create this character. Where are they? What do they do? What do they like? So I'm thinking hobbies or, you know, social media or whatever it might be. What does a typical day look like for them? And when are they most likely to listen? Those last 2 points we'll expand on a lot more in episode 3. So some of these questions we can easily answer without having to do any research, and other things you will have to research. For the purposes of the video, I'm going to make a whole bunch of assumptions, but obviously, I would encourage you to talk directly to some listeners to get proper answers to help you more accurately define your listener, you personify your listener. As an example now, I'd like to create a station, and I've created an alternative station called K-Alt, and I'm pretending like we don't live in a world with coronavirus just to make life a little bit easier here. And I'm going to run through these questions and answer them with respect to my K-Alt station. Who is this? This is a mid-20s male. What's his name? Well, I've called him Tyler, and I just Googled popular names in the early 2000s, and that was one of the names that came up, so Tyler. So where is Tyler? Well, he's probably living at home with his parents, or in a small apartment by himself, or he could have housemates. What does he do? He could study, he could be a creative like a musician or an artist or something. He could have a menial job or any sort of combination of any of those things, you know, like might be a musician, he might be studying, he might work at Subway. So what does Tyler like? Well, Tyler likes Friends, games, movies, music, Netflix, Amazon Prime, you know, history movies and series on those. He's not tied to a specific genre of music. He likes fast food, he'll use Uber, he likes to socialize and go to concerts and go to bars and stuff. He likes TikTok, he likes Instagram, not a big fan of Facebook, not a big fan of Twitter. What's a typical day look like for Tyler? Well, he's probably not going to get up before sort of 10 o'clock in the morning, midday-ish maybe, unless he's got work or study and has to be up early for that. He's got a pretty relaxed attitude to meal times. He eats when he's hungry. He stays up late, but relaxation time is really fundamental to Tyler. So he's going to structure his day around having lots of downtime to do the things he likes to do, i.e. games or watching movies or hanging out with friends. But when's he likely to listen to K-Alt? Probably when he's studying or chilling at home with his friends or playing games. Maybe when he's commuting to his work or to study, even perhaps at work. So now I know a little bit about Tyler. Now I've made wild assumptions. I totally understand that. And in the real world, I would have actually researched these things by talking to who I want my core audience to be, who I'm actually targeting, to kind of create this character. But for now, we've assumed a few things just for the purposes of this video. By knowing what Tyler is doing throughout his day, his preferences for social media, that he plays games, that he likes movies on Netflix, that he uses Uber and goes to concerts, knowing some of this stuff, knowing his rough age, knowing his home situation, knowing all of this stuff can now allow me to think about how I might communicate to him in my radio imaging. So I'm able to effectively connect with him because I personified him. I've made the station audience one person called Tyler, and now everything I create, I can aim at Tyler. I encourage you now to do the same with your audience. Have you personified them and created this singular character that you can target? Go away, try it, take those questions, ask those questions of your audience, do some research and create someone that becomes part of your wider filter that you can use in conjunction with the filter that we talked about in episode 1. So thanks for watching. If you want to chat about anything you've seen in the video, please comment below or reach out on any of the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, SoundCloud is all at WIZZFX, Instagram is at thisisWizzFX. You can email info@wizzfx.com or you can head over to the website wizzfx.com and you can use the contact form there. You can also check out all the work that we've been doing for stations all around the world.
Custom imaging, sound design, music, WIZZFX.